Hi, John Alex here, and unfortunately we do not have videos from the Legacy Challenge because I did not play. Um, it starts at 8 p.m. my time, which means I would be playing until the early morning, and I'm really terrible at playing Magic or really doing anything when I'm tired, so I opted not to play, which was indeed a good choice because I was already tired before the event even started, and I went to bed early. Next change, I put up a Twitter poll, actually a straw poll this time, so people who don't have Twitter could vote. This time the vote fell on Grinding Station. The other options were Grixis Delver, the Epic Storm, and Pauper Blue-Red Fairies. As you can see here, it's a cool deck. Oh, now I ruined the Grinding Station setup at sorting the cards. But this actually makes it easier to go through the deck. We have a lot of mana in this deck, 15 lands, nothing unusual. Still on the 2/2 Maya Scalding Tarn split, because why not? There's some Moonstompy decks. I'm not sure how frequently I want to fetch Basic Swamp. It could be a different split, like 4-0 or 3-1. It hasn't really mattered so far to me, so I'm not gonna change it. Then we have 10 rituals, 8 sources of artifact mana. I like mana more than most people. That's basically all there is to it. We have 14 cantrips, if you count the probes. Again, not really anything special here. It's a very common setup, the 4-4-4-2 split. Usually in the Grinding Station list, there was Sensei's Divining Top, but now that card is no longer legal in Legacy, so it can't be in the deck. No copies of Infernal Tutor. Instead, we're opting for the old school 2011 style Grinding Station list with just Tendrils of Agony, Past in Flames, Burning Wish. Instead, we have the Infernals in the sideboard. You can still wish for them, so you don't lose too much speed. You do lose some for sure, but it's not terrible. At least I hope so. I haven't played this list yet. I played the deck a while back, but not recently. So then you have these wish targets. I'm not sure between Telement Performance and the second Past in Flames. It could be either. I had Past in Flames in there before, but let's just go with Telement because you can still Burning Wish for Infernal and then Past in Flames loop from there. Otherwise, you need to draw either Burning Wish and Tendrils to make Past in Flames good, or Burning Wish and a lot of blue mana and cantrips to make Past in Flames good. Neither of which is extremely unlikely, but still, the sideboard Past in Flames usually hasn't been that great. When I played it in the past, it was because I wanted to bring it in versus the blue decks, but now I just think I won't sideboard at all against blue. We have 2 copies of Sudden Shock in the sideboard to kill creatures. Maybe it's better to play Fatal Push, I'm not sure. I like these against blue decks though, like Stoneblade decks bringing Meddling Mages and Aetherstone Canonists. Sudden Shock kills those. Fatal Push likely gets countered. At least against Canonists that is the case, because they can play Canonist and then cast another spell after, because Canonist itself is an artifact. Then we have 2 copies of Chrome Mox in the sideboard. As you can see, no Ad Nauseam in the sideboard, but that is because Ad Nauseam is in the main deck, which is an extremely unusual choice for Grinding Station. I changed it from 4 Burning Wish in the main deck and Ad Nauseam in the sideboard with only 1 Mox to this setup. Drawing Ad Nauseam is pretty good. This deck should have decent Ad Nauseams with all the mana and the double Tendrils. Double Tendrils, contrary to popular belief, actually makes your Ad Nauseams better, because it means you no longer have to hit LED, which you usually have to if you're playing with Infernal Tutor. Of course, not playing Infernal might also make Ad Nauseam slightly worse. I'm not sure about that. Burning Wish is probably worse with Ad Nauseam than Infernal Tutor. I don't have math for Ad Nauseam, no Infernals, because that is kind of out there. It was a recent addition, basically last minute. I decided I wanted to play the second Mox, and I wasn't sure which of the other cards to move to the main deck. This was the sideboard before the change, and honestly, it could have been a sudden shock. It could have been one of the Infernals, but I opted to go with the Ad Nauseam. Now I can Burning Wish for Infernal for Ad Nauseam, in case that should ever come up. I do have a lot of mana. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. I have Byforce over Hercules Recall. That was also a last minute change. I asked some people what they thought about Byforce, and nobody wanted to make a definitive answer or give a definitive answer as to if it's better than Hercules Recall. So yeah, we're just gonna see how Byforce works out. Pulverize to Wish 4 with Burning Wish. Sometimes there are actually pretty cool lines where you Burning Wish for Pulverize to get Threshold for Cabal Ritual. I have done that in the past. That's cool. MT, because MT is great. I wish I had space for more MT in the deck. Basically boarding out the Burning Wishes against blue decks, or Delver decks rather, and just bring in more Tendrils and MT. That was what I did in the past with the actual 2011 grinding station list, which was like this, just with one more Tendrils and slightly different cantrip setup. There might have been like Sudden Shock main deck, but it was also 3 Wish, 1 Past in Flames, and then Tendrils over the 1 Ad Nauseam, so 3 Tendrils. And yeah, the boarding plan versus blue decks was just cutting the Burning Wishes for Tendrils, MT, and Past in Flames, I think. Yeah, but I do like the double Moxen, so we'll go with that over the extra MTs, and let's see how it goes. See you with the first match in Ali Crown soon. Thanks for stopping by.